I'm not greatly surprised that there is now news that the Prime Minister, Tony Blair, was warned that the Horizon system was flawed and unsatisfactory and that it was wrong to depend so heavily on Fujitsu that would leave the government, quote, dependent on a hugely expensive, inflexible, inappropriate, and possibly unreliable system. Jeff Mulgan, Sir Jeff Mulgan, is now helping Keir Starmer, Sir Keir Starmer, to prepare for government. And I think the Labour leader should listen to him. I did recommend cancelling it, he says, and then try to look at some of the lessons to be learnt. There was a gap in capability in the British government of people with an understanding of technology. The government's very strong on finance, especially the Treasury, obviously strong on things like law. Well, I beg to differ there. But I was often the only person in the room who had any tech background, and I was definitely not a deep expert on Horizon-type projects, but even I could see it was unreliable, likely to go wrong. These were monstrously big projects which didn't involve the users at all in the design process. Even the post office management didn't get to see the software. Blair, to his credit, did at least say, surely we need a reassurance that the technology will work. He was given that reassurance by the then Department of Trade and Industry, so he asked the right question but didn't get the right answer from the system. Mulgan is, of course, horrified by what has gone on. He's only a year older than me, and he is absolutely right. Absolutely right. In fact, I think he's the same age as me. He's absolutely right to be horrified. He's got a book, When Science Meets Power. But it's not just the bugs in the system which are the problem. The problem is the attempt to defend the system when people know that it's not behaving correctly. The problem is to cover up the abuse when people know that it's in existence. The problem is the attempt to hide the evidence. All systems go wrong, whether they are human or whether they are man-made and machine-based. They all go wrong. They all have error built in them. The problem is that computer error is much more deeply hidden than human error. Human error has a habit of manifesting itself. Computer error is very difficult to identify because computers don't make mistakes. The error in a computer is part of the programming process in the first place. And it turns up in funny places. And it turns up and people say, well, computers don't make errors. They don't. The error is the human input in the first instance. The error is the problem in the code, and it doesn't manifest itself immediately. Or the error lies in the ability of people to get into the back door, get through the back end, and fiddle around with the viscera, the entrails, and hide the problems. That is the problem with a computer. And that is clearly the problem with Horizon. It's not about the glitches and the bugs. All systems have glitches and bugs, so no one's saying anything new there. The glitches and the bugs are about the basic programming and the humanity of the people who are doing that. So there's nothing new that we're learning here.